A blind little boy is begging by the roadside. People passing by all dislike him for being dirty and smelly. They are unwilling to give him food. Just at this moment, a man named Tony passes by here. Tony sees the little boy is very pitiful, so he asks his assistant to bring the wallet. Then he takes out all the cash from the wallet and gives it to the little boy. The little boy thanks him and also asks for Tony's name. He says he will repay Tony's kindness when he grows up, but after Tony says his own name, the boy actually drops the money. Then he hugs Tony and calls him dad. It turns out that the little boy's mother once said, the little boy's father is named Tony. That's why the little boy is so excited. But Tony has never been with a woman since he left school. How could he possibly have a child? Tony thinks the little boy is trying to cheat him out of money, so he turns around and leaves. Tony's younger sister, however, thinks this matter is not that simple, so she goes back to ask the boy why he called Tony dad. At this time, the little boy tells her the story. Then he takes out the jade pendant hanging around his neck. His younger sister is surprised to find the little boy's family heirloom jade pendant is exactly the same as Tony's, and what's more, it even has his name on it. To find out the truth, his younger sister secretly takes a strand of the boy's hair, preparing to do a paternity test. Then she takes a photo of the little boy before saying goodbye to the little boy. After Tony gets home, his parents keep nagging him to get married soon because they want to hold their grandson early, but Tony says he doesn't want to get married. He only wants to work hard. His parents immediately feel very disappointed. His younger sister sees his parents' disappointed expressions, so she tells them about the incident where the little boy called Tony dad today, but Tony firmly denies it. He says he can't possibly have a child. His younger sister immediately takes out the little boy's photo and says he looks exactly like Tony did when he was a child. His mother also thinks they look very alike when she sees the photo, but Tony denies it again. He says there are many people who look alike in the world. This doesn't prove anything. At this moment, the assistant brings over the paternity test report. His younger sister immediately takes it to check. Tony is also very eager to see the result. After seeing that the DNA match rate on the report reaches 99.99%, the whole family finds it incredible. They never expected the little boy to be really Tony's son. On the other side, the little boy is taking care of his mother who is in bed. At this time, a nurse walks into the ward. She says the woman has owed too much medical fees. If the fees are not paid in full soon, she will be forced to leave the hospital. The little boy hurries to give the money Tony gave him to the nurse, but this amount of money is far from enough. In order to let his mother continue her hospital treatment, the little boy has to find another way to raise money. He walks with a crutch to the pawn shop. Then he takes off the jade pendant hanging around his neck to exchange it for money. When the boss sees the jade pendant, he hurries to take a magnifying glass to examine it carefully, and finds that it is a piece of top-grade jade. But the cunning boss, after seeing the little boy is blind, immediately has an evil thought. He claims that this jade pendant worth 10 million is only worth 100,000, and also says this is the highest price, because the little boy urgently needs money to treat his mother's illness. He agrees without thinking too much. He takes the money and goes back to the hospital, but after he leaves, the scheming woman finds that this jade pendant is not ordinary, because it has Tony's